xAI startup have built the largest and most powerful artificial intelligence training supercomputer in the world. Elon has named this beast Colossus. It is equipped with the latest NVIDIA GPU hardware, it's liquid-cooled with vast amounts of water, and is powered by giant Tesla Megapack batteries. Elon believes that all of this combined will create the world's most powerful artificial intelligence, one that will literally solve the mysteries of the universe. And what we see today is only the beginning. This is what's inside Colossus. The location is Memphis, Tennessee, in an industrial park southwest of the city center on the bank of the mighty Mississippi River. The building itself wasn't constructed by xAI, it was previously home to Electrolux, which is a Swedish appliance manufacturer. So if you've been wondering why Elon chose Memphis and not Austin, it basically just comes down to finding the right building in the right location to get this thing up and running as fast as possible. Now, as unassuming as the exterior of Colossus might be, it's what's inside that counts. And inside is the largest AI training cluster in the world. Currently, over 100,000 NVIDIA HGX H100 GPUs connected with exabytes of data storage over a super fast network. NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang has said himself that Colossus is, quote, easily the fastest supercomputer on the planet. And it was all built to power Grok, an AI model that Elon Musk and xAI will evolve into something far more capable than a simple chatbot. This is the breeding ground for artificial super intelligence. The entire facility as we see it was built in just 122 days. That is insane. A more traditional supercomputer cluster would have just 1/2 to 1/4 the amount of GPUs as Colossus, but the construction of those traditional systems would take years from start to finish. The training work happens in an area called the data hall. xAI uses a configuration known as the raised floor data hall, which splits the system into 3 levels. Above is the power, below is the cooling, and in the middle is the GPU cluster. There are 4 data halls inside Colossus, each with 25,000 GPUs, plus storage and the fiber optic network that ties it all together. Colossus uses water for liquid cooling. Below the GPU cluster is a network of giant pipes that move vast amounts of water in and out of the facility. Hot water from the server is sent outside to a chiller, which lowers the temperature of the water by a few degrees before pumping it back in. This doesn't necessarily need to be cold water, though. Without getting too deep into thermodynamics, just remember that energy always travels from hot to cold. So as long as the temperature of the water is lower than the hardworking GPUs, which get pretty hot, then the excess heat energy will be drawn into the water as it flows past and heat will be removed from the system. Here is what those GPU racks look like. Each tray is loaded with 8 NVIDIA H100 GPUs, the current state-of-the-art chip for AI training. That will change in a relatively short amount of time, and Elon already has plans to upgrade Colossus to the NVIDIA B200 chip when that becomes widely available, but for right now, there's no time to waste. There are 8 of these racks built into one cabinet with a total of 64 GPU chips and 16 CPU chips in every vertical stack. Each of the racks has its own independent water cooling system with these small tubes that lead directly into the GPU housing, blue tubes for cold water delivery, and red tubes for hot water extraction. The beauty of these GPU racks built for xAI by Supermicro is that each one can be pulled individually for maintenance, and it's serviceable on the tray. That means the entire cabinet doesn't need to be shut down and disassembled just to replace one chip. The technician can simply pull the rack, perform the service right there on the tray, and then slide it back in and get back to training. This is unique in the AI industry. Only xAI has a setup like this, and it will allow them to keep their downtime to an absolute minimum. The same is true for the water system. Each cabinet has its own cooling management unit at the base that's responsible for monitoring flow rate and temperature with an individual water pump that can easily be removed and serviced. Now, the thing to keep in mind about gigantic computer systems like this is that things will break. There's no way to avoid that. But having a plan to keep failures localized and get problems solved as fast as possible, that is going to make an incredible difference in the overall productivity of the cluster.